Good morning, dear students. Am I audible? Somebody please acknowledge.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah,
You're audible.
Yeah, thank you. We'll start today's session. Today, we are going to discuss about defining user-defined modules, how to use user-defined modules, and also we'll see how exactly this, whenever you import the module, what happens. And once you import, is it possible to make updations in the import? Finally, we discuss about the docstring how to access this. I have already asked the internal test. Before internal test, I have explained also. So let me do it with much more detail. And finally, we have assignment. User-defined module. So just like we have built-in modules, we can also create user-defined modules. In this example, our case study, what I'm taking today, I'm having two user-defined functions. One function is convert to Celsius. This will convert from Fahrenheit to Celsius temperature. And another function is checking whether it is a freezing temperature or not. Okay, these two I will be storing in a file called temperature.py. Right. Let us look into the code first. First, we have the function convert to Celsius, wherein we are giving the Fahrenheit as the input or the parameter. Once Fahrenheit has been given, so what happens? You are using the standard formula, Fahrenheit minus 32.0 into 5.0 divided by 9.0. So whatever the value you get, that is the converted Celsius value. That value you are directly returning. Right. So that is the function, that is Celsius to convert to Celsius. After that, you are checking is freezing. There is a function above freezing. There is a function. You are passing the Celsius. If it is a freezing temperature, definitely you know freezing temperature is nothing but the temperature that goes less than 0 degree. If it is more than 0 degree, it is above freezing. So you can certainly write a temperature. If it is greater than 0, then it will give a true value. It is above freezing. If it is less than 0, it is freezing. Or 0 or less than 0, it is a freezing. So that is what these two. And these two functions, I write it in a file called temperature.py. Okay. The same thing, I'll just show it to you. Look at here. I'll take you to command line. Okay. Yeah, command prompt, I'll take it to you. Yeah. Here, I have a folder called Satish. And this, I just notepad temperature.py. Yes. The same thing I have written. You can just see. And observe carefully. I have written the docstring also. This method converts temperature of Fahrenheit into Celsius, which in turn help us to check whether the temperature is freezing or not. Okay. Once it is converted, later we can check whether it is freezing or not. Okay. So you can certainly see it's a function I have written, and I have written the same thing. Here also is freezing function by passing the Celsius value. If the Celsius is greater than 0, that is above, it will return true. If it is less than 0, it is a freezing. less than 0 or equal to 0, it is a freezing, right? Further, I just type it, I close it. So in the DAR list, so there is a file called temperature.py, temperature.py. Now, how to use this? Last time when I showed, it is in idle. Idle, it is Python idle in the command shell we could able to do. Now, I am typing it as a separate file. One student asked me a question, sir, is that all Python programs that whatever we write, if it is available in lib folder, then only is it called a library? No, you can create library other than that folder also. So here it is Satish. Satish is a folder and which is not a library folder of Python. So what I have done, I have created a Python file. It's a module. It is temperature.py. It's a module and I have saved. Now, what I do, how to use the same temperature.py module, let us see. Yeah. Let us go back to our presentation. So here, using the user-defined module. Now, what I do, I create a file called experiment.py. I create another file called experiment.py. So here, what I do, import temperature. I'll say import temperature. Already temperature.py I have created in the same folder. If I write experiment.py, a new program of Python, then when I say import, automatically whatever it is there in temperature.py, it will be imported. It will be imported. So straight away it will be imported. Now I can use Celsius is equal to temperature dot convert to Celsius. This is the name of the function. This is the name of the function. And I'm passing 33.3. So what happens? This is Fahrenheit temperature. I'm passing it. So it used to go to the temperature dot convert to Celsius, the function, and it used to execute. And from there, it used to return the Celsius value. And you print the Celsius. And next, print temperature dot above freezing Celsius. You are checking the same in this experiment.py. You are checking whether it is a freezing temperature or not. If it is freezing temperature, then it will return true. If it is not, it will give false. So that's it. You can do in this version. You know very well, import can be done in two different ways. The first one is directly import the module name. The second method, second type is you can import using from the module name, from temperature, import the particular function, particular variable, you can import. So we are using from import. Look at here, from temperature, import Celsius to convert to Celsius, comma, above freezing. These are the two functions that I am importing from temperature. So when I use from import, I need not have to give every time when I make function call the module name. Here directly convert to Celsius directly I can give, and same way print I can print. I can also print above freezing is freezing, and I can print it. I can directly print it. The same thing. Let me show the example here. Okay. So that is experiment.py. Let me open Notepad, experiment.py. You can see it's there. I just press enter. So opens. So you can see import temperature.convert to Celsius 33.2 and print the Celsius, and the temperature is freezing. You are just printing both, whether it is a freezing temperature or not. And also you are printing whether it is. So now how to run in command prompt? Very simple. Python experiment .py. If you just do it, it is saying, yeah, 0.66666, which is more than 0. That's why it is true. It is not freezing. It is above freezing temperature. Then it is saying it is true. Okay. And I have given 32.6 something. So automatically it got converted and checked. And these two functions is not present in experiment.py. It is present in some other module, that is temperature.py, and you could able to do it. Okay, so that's about how to create your own module and how to use it in another module. Very simple with respect to command prompt. Very simple to command prompt. So one way I have already thought is you can place the py file in the lib folder of Python directory, and you can import. That is one method. So that it becomes a library, module. Whereas the second type, this type, where you're not storing the program in lib folder, instead you're storing in Satish folder. And in Satish folder, what you are doing, you are creating another file and you are importing that. So if you want to use the second method, both the module and importing program, they should be in the same folder. They should be in the same folder. Remember that. Okay. Now let us move further. Okay, what happens during import? This is one very important thing that you should know. How Python exactly works on import. Right. Let us try another experiment. Experiment 3.py. What is that we are doing? We are in that this one file. We are having print. The panda's scientific name is Aliropoda melona lusca. So this is the name of this is a name of panda, and this one is a string I'm printing. Okay, I'm printing. Same thing, it is there in my module also. Let us look into Notepad. Experiment 3.py. Yes, same thing. Experiment 3.py. Only one statement is there. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll save it. Okay. So the scientific name of panda's scientific name is Liropoda muleno loca. Okay, this is the name. I save it, I close it. Now I go to Python idle. I can type Python here. The command prompt itself, I can type. It will take me to Python idle. So here in Python idle, I just say import experiment 3. Since my idle is running in same Satish folder and experiment 3.py file is also present in the Satish folder, directly when I say import, it imports. During import, what happens? It will execute that particular module once. During import of any module, whether it is a math module or temperature module or experiment 3 module, it will execute that for first time. It will never execute for subsequent time. So it will execute for first time. Look at here. So it is executing, and when it executes, what happens? The panda's scientific name is Aliropoda muleno Luca. It is displayed. Now, what I do, I go to command prompt again. Another window I just open, CMD, command prompt. And I go to the same folder, Satish. Here, notepad, experiment3.py. I just open. I add one more statement. Happy Dasara. Anyhow, this weekend we are getting Dasara, our Nada Habba. So, the pride. Okay, I save it. Now I have updated the module. I'll close it. Okay, I close it. Okay, exit, I'll close it. Now I'll come back to the Python interpreter. Okay, I come back to Python interpreter. Here, if I import again, import experiment3, next time, no, it is not displaying, it is not executing. Array, what is this? I have updated the module. So I have to delete the module then. I have to, whatever it is there in the memory, I have to remove it. Del experiment3. Whatever I have imported, it is not there now. Now, you can just type whether to check whether it is deleted or not. Experiment3. It says it is namespace is not there. Okay, it's fine. It's fantastic. It is not there. Now we'll import once again. Import experiment3. Still, it is not executing. Let us type command. Type command. Now it says module experiment3 is a module. But it is not executing. It will execute only once during the Python lifetime. Okay, now I have made changes to my experiment3, how to update it. That's my real question. For that, let us go and see some discussion points in the presentation. So, whenever you run an experiment.py, then import it. So what happens? If you just import it, it will display the scientific, panda's scientific name is Aliropoda and Melano Luca. It will just give. And what this stores is Python executes the module as it imports them. Whatever the module it is, whether it is a built-in module or the user-defined module, once you import, it will execute. And only once it will execute. So look at here, this is import experiment3, it is displaying, executing. Again, when you import, it is not displaying anything. Now, start a fresh Python session, run experiment.py, that is experiment3.py, and try to import experiment3, yes. Then it is, notice, for the second time when you import, that the message won't be printed for the second time. That is because Python loads the modules only first time they are imported. It will never load the module again and again, never. It is so memory efficient. But it is creating a problem. Whenever we do updates, it is not updating. Whenever we do updates, it is not updating. So, what we need to do? That's our major concern. Look at here, internally, Python keeps track of the modules. It has already seen, yes, experiment3 is already seen. Then it is asked to load one that is already in the list. It just keeps it over. So it will never, update again. It will never update again. That is but this will save the time. We do agree. But and will particularly important when you are starting uh, when you are start writing modules, that import a module. Yes, it is true, import other modules, which in turn import other modules, certainly. But even if how to update this import, the problem here is, even if you import the module, that is edited the modules file and then re-import, the module won't be reloaded. It will never be reloaded. Your edits won't have any effect until you restart the entire shell. So for this, we have a built-in method called reload. When you use reload, what happens? It will reloads. Until you reload, what happens? It will never update the imports. So in our case, import experiment 3, import experiment 3 doesn't execute until it is reloaded. So how to reload? So you should use imp.reload, and you should give the entire module name, and of course description and file name, path are optional. Of course, you can see import experiment 3. Once you execute, it will be run. Now you import imp. There is one module, it is imp. This reload module is associated with imp. So what you have to do, you have to import imp first. So imp.reload experiment 3. Now what it is doing, when you reload it again, what happens? It displays the panda's scientific name is Aliropoda moleno luca. It is just displaying. Plus, it is also displaying happy Dasara. And also it is saying this experiment 3 is available in this particular path. It's available in this particular path. Yes. Let us see the same thing. So I have already updated. The experiment 3 module. Now let us see how exactly it works. Okay. Even if I say import experiment 3, it is not displaying, it is not reloading. So what I do, import imp. Why I import imp? Because whenever I want to reload the imports, I have to use, there is a built-in module called imp. Imp dot reload, I have to give experiment 3. So when I say experiment 3, automatically it is reloaded and it is re-executed. You can see scientific name is Aliropoda moleno luca and happy Dasara. It is executed. So it has been a major question in the most of the interviews. How do you reload a module? How do you reload a module? And what is the use of IMP, or how do you update imports? So this is the solution. Many times they have asked in the interviews, technical round interviews. This is, I'm telling because of the experience, what your seniors have gained, seniors have asked in the interviews, and the same thing, it has come back. It has come back to me. So I have made it as a solution. And whenever I am teaching this, this is also very important. And if I set a question paper for your VTU examination, definitely I'll ask this question. It's an interview question. I'll make it a point. That's why I have added this in the notes also. How to use, how to reload, all those things. And finally, to move the last concepts, Docstring. Docstring I have told already. Docstring is a Python document string to provide a convenient way of associating documentation with Python modules, functions, classes, and methods. Whenever you create a Python docstring, an object called docstring is defined by including the string constant as the first statement in the object's definition. That's why whenever you create a function, whenever you create a module or a class, immediately after the definition statement, you write the document string. So automatically that will be recorded in an object, built-in object. A docstring object will automatically records it. And it is specified in the source code that is used like a comment, a document to specify the segment of the code. Unlike a conventional source code comments, this docstring should describe what the function is going to do and how exactly it works. And remember, industry standard clean code, if you want to write a clean code in Python, all functions, whatever you write in the interviews, remember very, very carefully, all functions, all methods, all classes, all modules, you should always write it, okay? You have to define them along with docstring. Very, very important. Note down in your book. Very important. So docstring, commenting is one of the very good style of writing the program. So your program, if you don't write the docstring, absolutely very difficult to understand. Right? So let us move further. How to access this docstring? So in our temperature folder also, we have written. So I said whenever you write temperature.py module, I've written the comments, that is docstring, and docstring is automatically accessed by your underscore doc underscore. It's an attribute. It's an attribute on the docstring object. We can easily access it. Let's see how it is being done. Okay. So here I write my function. Look at here, diff my function. You are writing doing something, but document it. Really doesn't do anything. Of course, you just write something. You write a pass function, and whenever I want to display the document string of this, you can certainly write print my function dot underscore doc. You can certainly do it. Finished. Just done. So it will display the document string of that particular, or help that particular function. It will give same thing. So let me show that same thing here. Anyhow, I have not import temperature. I have just imported, and help temperature. If I say, so it will give you temperature help, and you are getting this docstring. This is coming in the docstring. This is also coming in docstring. Alternatively, you can also say print temperature dot convert underscore to underscore Celsius dot underscore doc underscore. See, you can also display the document. I think some mistake, type error. I made a spelling mistake. Okay. Yeah. Underscore doc. So if sometimes if you import like this, import temperature is a very big as temp or T. Help T. I can give help T dot convert to Celsius, SIUS. So it will give same thing. I can give print T dot convert to Celsius dot underscore doc underscore can certainly, yeah, this display. Look at here, this display. So either you can do it with this way, you can give help, you can help convert to Celsius, or you can print same way. You can print like this. You can print like this. So this is the way, these are the ways wherein you can access, these are the ways wherein access your temperature module, Docstring, right? So that's about how to access. And very important, Docstring has to be written. Okay. Moving further, we have written the Docstring for temperature module. It is convert to Celsius and is freezing also we have written, and you can access them either directly by module help, either you can give, or temperature dot is freezing dot. So temperature is a very big word, so I can make it as import temperature as T. You make it as T dot. The same thing we did here. Look at here. We did the same thing. T dot. We made it as we import it as import temperature as T. Then help T. We got the help on T, and T dot convert to Celsius. We did help, and T dot convert to Celsius underscore doc. That is also there. So we did the same thing, and of course you can also try this to finally, before I end my class, this is assignment. Now assignment for 12th October, you have to create your own module and use it in another program. So I want your module code also, and I want how you are using, and finally the output. 3 windows I want. Your module, first one, second one is your usage, third one is the output. These 3 I want. I want these 3 in the Padlet. Let us see. You can create your own modules. I have not restricted anyone to use any module, so you can use your own module. And before I close, let me see the chat box. One of the student has asked, IMP means import lib. Yes, exactly. Is it the same meaning, import lib? IMP, I was just talking about IMP module. IMP module is used to reload the module that you have already loaded into memory. Yes, it's the same thing. Import internals, exactly. IMP module is used for reloading, importing the internals of the modules. Exactly, you're right. And before I end today's class, please note down and put in your USN in the chat box for attendance sake. CR, please note down the attendance. And a small announcement, I have already uh, given the email. I have already generated automated email uh, about your internal scores. I'm very unhappy about your quiz score, very bad. So it shows you are not still ready for industry. Industry will test you based on this MCQ only. I think still MCQs you have to work a lot. Theory concepts, everybody you are scoring above 40. That's okay. But quiz is one where I wanted everybody to score out of out. Maybe I'll announce, okay, after discussing with the HOD, I'll announce once again the quiz. You have to take the quiz again and you have to do better. It's not right. Okay. Your quiz performance is not good. Okay. Anyhow, that's all for today. Next class, we'll discuss about some more examples and doc test. We'll work on doc test. Thank you. Be safe. All the class recording notes is available in my website. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.